Hey guys, just throw out some balls here. I probably gonna use them all. I want to talk about cinching the ball and some of the issues that I think people should be aware of when they're faced with something like that. I'm really horrible at examples. I've never mentioned that. But let's say I threw 20 balls out, and you're playing 8 ball. You're running along, and now you're on the 8. I know when I first started playing, I'd have a problem. I would have more problem with this 8 than I would have if it was, say, the 5 and the 8 was over here. I would have more of a problem if this was the last ball on the table. The advice that I was given back then was, well, pretend you're playing shape for something. Even though you're not, pretend you're playing shape for something. It wasn't really explaining to me why that particular trick works sometimes. But over the years, it makes a little bit of sense to me. My inner pool player, and anybody that's played for any length of time, has an inner pool player. Whether they admit it or not, they have one. My inner pool player wants to know what is the shot. And part of the shot is what's the cue ball going to do. So in this case, if all I wanted to do was just cinch this 8 in this pocket and not pay any attention whatsoever to shape, there's going to be a part, maybe a small part, maybe a large part, of my inner pool player that's going to be worried about coming over here and scratching. Even though it's not really reasonable at all, if you're a beginner, it kind of could be. And it's more like just that little nagging part of my brain, my inner pool player, that should be paying attention to this 8. A little part of that is also, don't scratch. And this can lead to split brain syndrome. It can lead to missing the shot, whatever. So the trick was, okay, don't just make the 8. Play shape for the cue ball, say, over here. You know you're not really playing shape. You're playing shape essentially to not scratch. And to get my inner pool player to quit wondering what I want the cue ball to do. Because I just told it. I just told it what I wanted to do. I wanted to do that. Well, what do you... I mean, it's a small thing, but it is a thing. And it's some of the first advice I was ever given. Maybe a lot of people, when you get on a shot, if I'm playing 9 ball, it's the same concept. You get on a shot, all I have to do is make the 9 and I win, $1 billion or whatever you're playing for. If a part of your brain is also going, well, yeah, but where do you want the cue ball? What are you trying to do with the cue ball? That can be a bit of a conflict, a bit of a split brain thing. So again, in this case, all I want the cue ball to do is drift over here. And that's all it takes. All I have to do for my inner pool player, I don't have to say this particular spot or this particular spot or this or whatever. Just have to tell it something. Hey, I know you're worried about cue ball position, but I'm not, because that's where I want it to go. So you need to shoot it. And, Bob's your uncle. So, great. Cinching a ball. Absolutely sounds good on paper. But there can be little pitfalls, little things that come up like that. If you think all you need to do is make the ball, but your inner pool player is also a little bit concerned about something else. Where's the cue ball going to go? He wants to see the whole shot. Or she wants to see the whole shot. Give him the whole shot. Give him the whole shot. And when I play, I try to just, I'd say, I think I'm perfectly straight here on this 5. So I'm playing some weird game where the 5 is the last ball I have to make. Play in one pocket. And if I need to make the 5 in that pocket. really the only concern I have if I'm playing one pocket is I don't want to follow the 5 into the pocket. I don't think I could draw back here and scratch if I made the 5. So I definitely want to make the 5. That's like my main goal. I want to make the 5. But I don't think I want to just cinch it. What I usually try to do is either, okay, I'm going to shoot a stop shot on 5, and my interpool player is happy with that. Or, I don't know, I guess maybe over the years, I don't really want to say it's like more of an advanced thing, because it's really still pretty simple. Is I would usually go, okay, if I put just a little bit of bottom on the shot, I will not follow the 5 in. So all I have to do is then go back to just pocket the 5. Will that 5 into the hole. I've talked about that before. But now I'm just going to use a little bit of bottom. I don't have to worry about a stop shot or drawing back or whatever. All I know is with a little bit of bottom, I won't scratch. And I just shoot it like that. But you don't always really have that as an option. Let me set up another example here, if I can. Let's say you're playing 8-ball again. Where's the 8? Where'd y'all put the 8? Damn it. Okay. So you're playing 8-ball, and you have solids. Cinching the ball usually means just make the shot. If you're doing anything else, then you're not really just cinching the ball. You're doing something, you're doing, an entire shot, whatever. I think that's the case all the time, unless you're trying to avoid something bad happening, like a scratch. I can't just slow roll this one into the corner. I might follow it in. I might get hooked behind the 14. Well, I guess even the 12. I can't hit it rail first, which would eliminate the possibility of a scratch because, there's balls in the way. So now, we just go back to just shoot the darn shot. That was part of the shot. I don't believe that was cinching the ball. But if this had been my situation, and I don't need to draw back a foot to get myself a better shape on a ball or whatever. All I have to do is not scratch. I mean, it's just terms and words for things. I would consider me just cinching the 8 and doing kind of like I said, if I put enough draw on it, I can't just shoot just a little bit of bottom. I have to basically shoot a stop shot action. Where do I hit that? How hard to hit that? Figure all that out up here, and then all I have to do is hit the ball with whatever I just decided. I still consider that cinching the ball. I don't know if that even made any sense, but I have a feeling a lot of the stuff I say doesn't make a whole lot of sense to a lot of people. And it's not because you guys don't understand, general concepts, because I don't explain them very well. I really don't feel like I do a lot. But maybe somebody else will take the same concept on some other YouTube channel and explain it better. That's great. I have talked about this kind of thing before. Again, going back to cinching a ball. If I want to shoot this shot, I'm going to try to shoot it softly with, let's say, maximum right angles. And see if you can pick up on the camera what happens with that maximum right angles. So I'm way the hell over here, right? And if you can see that, it starts to straighten out. I could have shot that ball hard. Or softer. But I started out way out here at 3 o'clock. And that English starts to straighten out. A lot of times when people go and they look to cinch a ball, they hit it softer than they might otherwise shoot it. Because, boy, they're really trying to be careful and really trying to bear down and stuff like that. And that's all perfectly great until it's not. If I want to cinch this 9 in that pocket, I've talked about that I could do a stop shot on it. I could already do that. If for whatever reason, man, this is a bad example. I'm trying to get a reason where I want to put right English on this ball. I don't have any other balls, man. What I was going to get at, pretend there's an example that's out here that's reasonable to me. If I shoot this 9 with right English at this speed, that's what's going to happen. I'm going to get a little bit of squirt, which maybe miss a shot. If I have the same shot, and this time I shoot with the same English, but shoot it softer, it's still squirted, but then it swerved down and made the object ball cut this way. What I'm getting at is if you hit a shot softer than you normally would, your inner pool player might not really know what's going to happen. He's used to shooting it, and it comes up here, you know, with the right spin, whatever. But this time, no, it's going slowly, and it's going to be swerving back and stuff. It can be different. You hear a lot of, well, I heard a lot. Jeremy Jones, one of the best commentators on matches that I've ever heard, he'll talk a lot about people letting up on the stroke. Letting up on the stroke. That's what I think he's talking about. It's things like that. If I want to shoot this shot, let's just say just straight bottom on the shot. Straight bottom to do that. That's all I needed to do. But if I let up on the stroke, that means I hit it more, I hit it softer than was expected. By the time the cue ball hit that 9, it was rolling. And I think that's kind of one of the things that, you know, what I wanted to get at, what I'm trying to get at with my yammering here, is if a ball is just spinning like this, eventually, as long as the ball keeps going, it's just going to turn into roll. That spin is going to straighten out, it's just going to turn into roll like that just did. If I have a ball with backspin, like draw, I think we all know that draw will dissipate over time. It's easier to draw a ball a foot from the cue ball than if it's 2 feet or 3 feet or 8 feet. The backspin dissipates. I don't know if I can do backspin. So it started out, it slid for a little bit, and then it was rolling. How come it's got no roll on it, but backspin on it? Well, A, because this wasn't a very good stroke. It wasn't shot very hard. So if you get in a situation where you need to make this 9 for $1 billion, and for whatever reason you don't feel like going rail first, you should go rail first if you need to make this 9 for $1 billion. If for no other reason you could miss you. You should shoot this 9 rail first with a rolling ball. In other words, 12 o'clock. I should shoot it like this. I don't have to worry about scratching. I don't have to worry about, if I miscue, the ball's still probably going to go in the correct direction. Everything's probably still going to be fine. If I take this same shot, I don't remember where the cue ball was. It was like somewhere straight-ish, right? It's just the concept, it's not the position of the ball. If I can shoot a stop shot on this. But if you let up on the shot, and you could try to shoot a stop shot on this ball, and let up on it, and end up doing that. Maybe following it in. I was trying to follow it in that time. Maybe following it in. Because I let up on the stroke. Not because I forgot how to shoot a stop shot. Just got caught up in the moment, tried to cinch the ball for $1 billion. And what I thought was going to be a stop shot wasn't. Everything will degenerate into a rolling ball if given enough time. If I don't know why I would want to do it in this case, but maybe I do. Let's say this 11's in my way, even for the real first shot that I should be shooting. If I let up on the shot too much, my right English is going to start swerving too soon, and I might hit the 11 instead of going around it like I would be wanting to do. In this case, I want to go around the 11 to hit it real first. But if I hit it too softly, well, I guess in this case, two things could happen. One is the ball could swerve back to my right too soon because I hit it too softly, more softly than my inner pool player wanted me to shoot it. Another thing that could happen might be, sure, I make it around the 11 just fine, but by the time the cue ball gets up there to the long rail, it doesn't have any right English on it. No, hit that one too good. I think what I was getting at was it could come up here, hit here like I wanted, but all that right spin that I had to begin with, because I let up on the shot, had turned into just regular, normal rolling ball, and I might not have hit the 9. I might have just knocked off like this, instead of having the right English to shove it in. These are things that I don't want to say, oh, you have to worry about stuff like this. I think it's mostly just about being aware of what can happen. Why letting up on the shot can be a bad thing. If you have a shot and say, oh, I need to hit this soft for whatever reason, then you be aware. If I hit this soft with right English, it's not going to be the same thing as if I hit it hard with right English. And I'm not just talking about the amount of spin induced throw and stuff that changes depending on how hard you hit the ball or how fast the ball is spinning. It's that spin can go away. That spin, right spin straightens up, left spin straightens up, bottom spin straightens up. It all becomes a natural rolling ball like that. Now, I don't know if overspin exists. In other words, if I hit a shot with high English, if I hit this ball like that with high English, is it going to be spinning faster than it's moving? I do not know. I've heard some people say yes, it can happen. I've seen some experiments where they say no, it cannot happen. But if overspin exists, then given enough time for the cue ball to be moving, that overspin is going to turn into just regular roll. Just for every time it rolls this way, it goes a ball circumference every time. If a shark with overspin is spinning really fast but moving slowly, eventually it's going to be doing just that, maybe even faster. And again, don't lose sleep over this kind of stuff, but it does help to be aware of it, to be aware of what's going to happen. If I could shoot this shot with bottom, and I've already described this, and that's all perfectly great. Shoot the exact same shot, but let up on the stroke, and that time I just got a stop shot. I wasn't trying to get a stop shot. Trying to get draw, but I let up on the stroke. I think maybe I've yammered enough, but what I want to talk about, if you're going to censor ball, sometimes your inner pool player wants more than that. Wants to know, hey, what are you going to do with the cue ball? Get that split brain syndrome stuff going, could potentially make you miss. So if you have to, make something up. Yeah, hey, it was really critical that I just shot that 2 and did a stop shot. That's all your inner pool player wants. He just wants something. He doesn't want to be guessing. And the other thing is, for any time the cue ball is moving, whatever you put on it is going to decay or degenerate eventually it's going to become just a naturally rolling ball. If you hit it more softly than you thought you would, than maybe you usually would, like if you let up on the stroke, then that's going to be more likely to happen. That the ball is going to degenerate just into normal roll. In that case, it did stop before it got done spinning, but the spin axis did change. I don't know if you guys can see what I did. This is amusing. It's not the best I can do right now. I am going to stop this video and finish watching my show. Thanks, guys.